What are your salary requirements?
Welcome to your interview.
Thank you, sir.
So tell me, what are your salary requirements?
In this video, I am going to teach you how to respond to this most difficult interview question. What are your salary requirements? Watch till the end. Don't skip any part of this video.
The moment.
Let's go.
What are your salary requirements? Is it better to tell my employer the exact figure that I would like them to pay me? Is it better for me to say, pay me according to your payroll? Or is it better for me to say, pay me anything? Wow. Alright, so in this video, I am going to teach you the best way to respond to this most difficult interview question. What are your salary requirements? Alright, before we continue, my name is Modestus Onyidoha. In this channel, I talk about interview questions and answers, and most times I also bring to you some tutorials, some educating content that will help you to do well as a person and improve your personal digital life. Alright, so if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure by hitting on the subscribe button right now on your screen. Alright, like this video, give me a thumbs up and share this video, alright, so that anytime I post a video like this, you are going to be notified. Alright, now let us proceed. So when employers ask you on your interview day, what are your salary requirements, what do you supposed to say and how do you supposed to present yourself? Alright, now for you to answer this question, mind you that your employer is actually looking for the best candidate who will offer. Again, mind you that before your employer will ask you, what are your salary requirements, he is already engaged with you. Probably you must have given him the best of you, the best of your qualities. That is why at this point, he wants to ask you, what are your salary requirements? Alright, so what it means is that you have provided an answer to tell me about yourself. Alright, you have provided an answer to why should we hire you. Right, you have provided a lot of different and varieties of answers to your employers, and at this point they want to know your salary requirements. Alright, so at this point I want you to feel comfortable. Alright, but there is something you need to do. Anytime you're going for your interview, make sure you prepare yourself very well. Make sure you research about the company. Make sure you research about your market price. Alright, there are different varieties of market prices for different job positions. Right, for example, the marketing manager, it has its own market price. The marketer, the sales rep, the business development manager, right? The sales operations manager, the operations manager, all right? So all these job positions have their market price. I'm going to drop the link below where you can get the prices, the market prices for different job positions. All right, so make sure before you go for your interview in this company that invited you for an interview, make sure you research about your market price for that very particular position you are looking for. This will help you to know your value. This will help you to know your worth, right? Don't just go to meet your employer and sound as if you want them to pity for you. Don't just meet them as if you want them to consider you. No, you are the one that need to consider them based on negotiation. So when they ask you this question, what are your salary requirements? You have to stand firm, all right? You have to stand strong. You have to give them a figure. Some people, they will tell you, don't give a figure. Some people, they will tell you, tell them to pay you according to their payroll. It is very, very wrong. Don't do like this, all right? Make sure you do a research about the job position you are looking for. If it is a marketing manager, make a research. How much are marketing managers earning in the marketplace, right? How much are marketing managers earning in the United States? How much are marketing managers earning in Canada? How much are marketing managers earning in Africa, in Nigeria, in Sierra Leone, in Kenya, right? So you need to know your market price. You need to know your worth so that when you stand before your employer, you should be able to go straight to the point and give them your market value, your market price, the figure, all right? But then there is a way to present this figure, right? So because you don't just quote a figure, say pay me $5,000 or pay me $10,000. No, there is a way to present this figure. All right, in this video, I am going to show you how to respond to this interview question. What are your salary requirements? So right now, for you to respond, your employer is over to your employer right now. He said, Mr. Adams Smith, what are your salary requirements? Now, let me give you an example on how you can respond to this interview question. All right? Because before you respond to this question, make sure that you are backing it up with your value, with your personal value. Make sure you are backing it up with your worth. Make sure you are backing it up with what you have brought to the table, with your value, with your skill, with your educational qualification, with your experiences. All right, these are the things that you will make mention of, so that by the time you talk about your figure, your employer will do what? Will understand what you want, will understand what your market price is. All right, now let me give you the example. Well, I am Adam Smith. I have been a marketing manager for 5 years. I have worked in different companies and corporate organizations. The last place I work is engineering company. I have been able to use my educational qualification, my experience, and my skills, and been able to expand the business territory, the size of the business. I have been able to put my contribution to the company. I've been able to achieve a very big margin when it comes to sales. I have been working earnestly to make sure that the company did not slack in their targets. I have been able to help my company achieve a high rate of sales and make a good ROI, return on investment. Therefore, I have come to your company to use the same experience to give your company the best of your target, to make sure I help your company to achieve their central objective by using my educational knowledge, my qualification, and my years of experience in the field of marketing to bring new opportunities in your company, to make sure that I identify new opportunities, expand the business territory and the business size, and making sure that I help your company to achieve the central objective, which is target. So if you give me the opportunity to work in your company, I believe you are not going to regret this. Therefore, I would like you to pay me $5,000. Boom. All right, so can you see? This is one of the examples. So before you do what? Before you talk about figure, before you give them the figure, make sure you recap. If you have not answered, if they have not asked you, tell me about yourself. Or if they have not asked you, why should we hire you? You know, these are the first early questions that they normally ask. Tell me about yourself. Why should we hire you? And that reminds me, in this channel, I have already discussed these things. If you want to watch the video, go to my video right now and you are going to see why should we hire you. Make sure you watch the video. You are also going to see, tell me about yourself. All right, it's here in this channel. And you are also going to see in this channel where I discussed what are your strengths and your weaknesses. All right, so if they have not asked you questions like this, make sure you recap by giving them a brief summary of yourself, a brief summary of what you brought to the table, the value you bring to the table, right? What you want to offer them, how you want to help them to solve their problem. Mind you that what they are looking for is a problem solver, someone who will solve their problem. As far as they have installed this company, all right, they are looking for workers, right? So what they are looking for is someone who will help them to solve their problem. That is why you are a problem solver, all right? So never you skip that. So use the skills, the techniques, the devices, your experiences, how you intend to solve this problem they are looking for. They have a target, they have central objective, what they want to achieve. In the period of years they want to operate the company, right? So give them a scenario or an example of what you have done in the past. This will help them to do what? To give you the offer. This will help them to do what? To consider your salary expectation or your salary requirements, which you have given them, all right? Because if you did not make mention of all these things, they will feel ignorance of your value, all right? That is when they will feel like paying you according to their payroll. That is why they feel like paying you anything. That is why they even end up not calling you, all right? So you make sure you are top of your game. Give them a figure and also give them your value. Give them, make them to understand that you are on top of your game, that you know what you are coming to offer. So that is when, if you tell them about your figure, they will now come into negotiation because they are seeing you as an asset. They are seeing you as an asset, as someone who will deliver. Mind you, you are not the only one coming for this job. So for you to hook up this job, for you to stand the very special opportunity to get this job for yourself, you have to prove it. You have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. You have to make your employer to know that you actually know what they want. If you make me to understand that you know what I want, if you make me to understand that you know my problem, and you are coming to solve that very problem, definitely I'm going to give you a try. All right? So try to make them to understand that you know what they actually want. Make them to understand that you know what they are looking for. Then provide them with the solution towards the problem solving. All right? So these are the things that will make you position you well to hook up this job. All right? So some people, they will go for a job interview, no one calls them. After 2 weeks, after 1 month, some candidates, their CVs were thrown in dustbin because they did not prove themselves, because they don't know what the job function is, because they don't even know what the employer actually wants. So it is good you know what the employer wants. It is good you let the employer or the hiring managers know that you have solution to their problem. Take for example, you open a company, right? Probably you have worked for 10 years or 20 years depending, and now you want to build a company for yourself, and it has come to a time for you to hire people who will do what, who will drive this company forward. Tell me, what are you going to do? Of course, you are going to hire professionals who are going to give you the best of their expertise, right? So this is exactly what is happening within the space of interview between the employers and their employees. All right? So this is it on how to answer this very question. What are your salary requirements? Mind you that before your employers come to this length of asking you what are your salary requirements, definitely they want to consider you. Perhaps the very first question, second question, third question they have asked you, you are giving them the right answer. That is why right now they are asking you what are your salary requirements. There are some companies that when you don't give them the right answer on the first question they ask you, tell me about yourself, the video is here. Like I said before, they ask you second question, why should we hire you? The video is here too, and you did not answer the question, why should we hire you? They ask you what are your strengths and your weaknesses. You could not give them the very best answer. Some companies, I'm giving you expo, some companies, they will not ask you what are your salary requirements. because they have nothing to do with you. It is only those who did well in their first, second, third questions that employer will be happy to have a negotiation, salary negotiation. Alright, so when you must have presented yourself in a very strategic manner, when you put a figure, mind you, they are going to do what? Come into negotiation, because they are seeing you as an asset. They are seeing you as the problem solver. They are seeing you as a person who will provide solution to the problem. Alright? Everything, at the center of everything is what? Problem solving. I said it before. Problem solving. Because employer cannot do all these things on his own alone. Therefore, he needs some embodiment of knowledge, some professionals, some learned people, some experienced and high-skilled personalities who will do what? Who will solve the problem? Who will drive the company forward? Remember, the problem is what? Driving the company forward, achieving success, achieving the company's central objective through the mission statement, right? So this is it on how to present yourself about your salary requirements. So some people, they will say, don't give a figure. The answer is no. You must give them a figure, but make sure you are backing it up with your value, with your potentials, with what you have, right? The value, the problem you're coming to solve. Present it to them so that they will know that you know what they want, so that they will know that you are top of your game. All right? So when you must have answered this way, that will lure them into negotiating with you. Mind you, there are some companies, have you wondered why some companies, I am doing the same job with you, maybe sales rep, for example, maybe in the company we are about 4 sales reps or 5 sales reps or 10 sales reps, but we are not earning the same salary. Have you had experience before? Of course, yes. It happens in some companies. That is because some presented themselves in a way that are earning low, while some presented themselves in a way they are earning higher. So the way you present yourself determines how much salary negotiation you are going to get. Alright? So that is why answering this question, you must be a determined person, you must be a highly skilled individual, you must present your ideas, your points, your problem solving, your skills, your personality, the value, the contribution you are going to give the company. You must have to present it before your hiring managers so that they will do what? They will have a proper salary negotiation with you. And at the end of your interview, you are going to get this dream job for yourself. Alright, so here we are at the end of this video. As you are preparing for your upcoming interview, I want to motivate you, I want to encourage you. Make sure you sit down, research about the company you are going for interview. Alright? Prepare yourself very well. Go to my video timeline, watch the other videos I have already. Alright? Tell me about yourself is here. Why should we hire you is here in this channel. Alright? And what are your strengths and your weaknesses? And today we're talking about your salary requirements. So this is it on how to answer these most difficult interview questions. Don't mind those that will tell you don't give them a figure. Don't mind those that will tell them to pay according to their payroll. This is definitely wrong. All right? If you tell me what you are, who you are, and the value you carry, that will motivate me to negotiate business salary reward with you. All right? It is good you give a figure. Giving a figure will give your employer sense of value. The employer would like to know you more. If there are some questions that the employer wants to ask you in order to verify exactly who you are, the value you are coming to add in their company, they will ask you, because the way you sound, the way you presented yourself, the salary requirements is really optimal. So that it is going to make them to do what? To have a proper negotiation with you. That someone who gets such figures may be on top of his game. Therefore, let us discuss well with him. Maybe this is the right candidate for us. Alright? So make sure your price is not too high, make sure it is not too low. So make sure the price, the salary negotiation, the figure you are giving them will be what you will be happy to go with, right? If, for example, your based on the market value, that the job position is $5,000, right? So you can tell them to pay you $6,000, so that at the end of the negotiation, if they pay you $5,000, you are okay with it, right? But don't come lower, right? But don't go too higher. This is a two-way affair. That is why it's a negotiation. You must negotiate, all right? So that will give them the sense of who you are. That will give them the comprehensive knowledge of what your value is and what you're coming to offer them. So here, finally, we'll mark the end of this video. Do well by hitting on the subscribe button if you have not subscribed to this channel, all right? Like this video and share this video to people who may need this very interesting, highly educating content, all right? So anytime I post a video, you are going to be notified. See you in my next video. Bye bye.